In that video, I have talked about the element, the summation, but I have forgot to talk about the average. So finding average is really very easy. So if you know the sum, and if you want to find the average from it, you can directly write it as sum divided by the number of elements. Here we have taken 5, so I am just dividing it with 5. But here the answer will be incorrect. Why? Because here I have taken each value or everything as, say, integer. So we know that if you don't want to write integer over there, you can directly write float. So you are converting sum to float, and then after you are dividing it with integer. So according to the typecasting, it will give me a correct answer. So now here float AVG, that is average. So if I want to print the average, how I can print it? The average of is percentage F. So don't misunderstand this F and D. Now here AVG. Let me just save this program, compile it, and if I run this program, you can see I can enter 1, 1, something like this. Okay, so right, so the sum is 36, and if you divide 36 with 9, you will get 7.2 as a correct answer, right? So this is all about finding sum and average of array elements of one-dimensional and two-dimensional arrays. Now in this program, basically our program is all about find the maximum and minimum value inside one-dimensional array. Okay, so suppose I am having one-dimensional array and I want to find that what is the maximum value inside that array and what is the minimum value. So that's, I don't need this sum over here right now. So let me just erase it. Also I want to erase this extra lines. Okay, so what I want one-dimensional array, so it should be defined in that way. Okay, now this sum is not needed. Instead of this I need max and another is mean. So I am taking two variables. At the end of this program, mean will have the minimum value and max will have the maximum value among all the elements of array. But first I have to take value inside array. So I am taking 5 values for this array, and inside that 5 values I will check which value is the minimum and which value is the maximum. Okay, so because of this code, I will be able to enter some value inside my program. So first let me just save this program, compile it and run it. So let me just check 1 1 1 1 1 5 times 1 I can enter. So now I can go further. Okay, so now what I want, every time I am assuming that a of 0 is the smallest element and it will be a largest element. I am just assuming that the first element, see, I don't know what are the elements user is going to enter using scanf. So I don't know what user is going to enter. So I am just assuming that maybe first element at index 0 is maximum and minimum as well. So what I am assuming after entering numbers, see, if you are writing whatever code I am going, see, let me just write it first. Max equal to of 0. So what I am doing, after entering each value inside my array, I am giving the first value to maximum. Similar way, the first value to minimum variable. So right now at this point, each of those contains garbage value. Okay, so max, mean and all the array elements were having garbage values. After this loop completes, array is filled with user values. Okay, so whatever values entered by user will be array will be filled with that. Now right now, and mean and max is having garbage value at line 30. So till line 30, mean and max were having garbage value, but now array is not having garbage value. It is filled with the value entered by user. Now at this point, what I am doing, I am assigning the first value of array to mean and first value of array to max. So suppose inside this, if user have entered something as say 6, 5, 3, 2, 8, some 5 values, something like this, like say 6, then 5, then 2, then 8. But I don't know what user is going to enter, so I am just assuming that maybe this 6 is the largest and this 6 is the smallest value. I am assuming. So right now what is happening? Max is equal to 6 and min is equal to 6 as well. I am just assuming. Now what will I do? I will, create a loop. At each iteration, my loop will compare the value of max with the value of array element and will check if it is greater than the max value or not. Like suppose in first it will check if the value of max is greater than 6 or not. It is not greater than 6. So max will be as it is. If 5 is greater than 6 or not. So max will be 6 as it is. If 2 is greater than 6 or not. So max will be 6. If 6 is if 8 is greater than 6 or not. Yes, 8 is greater than 6. So now this value should be upgraded to 8. Now the new value will be, this will be erased and new value will be 8. Now it will check whether this 8 is greater than 1 or not. No. So max will be 8, but now the loop completes, so it will print max as 8. So now how to write that code? We have to use loop for that. So first of all, I am writing a code for maximum, then after I am going to write a code for minimum. So what I am going to do? First, I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. What I am doing for this loop? I am checking if max, or you can say if a of I, if the value of array element is greater than max, then what should I do? I should assign max that value. So now max will be updated to new value. Else I am not doing anything in else. If this is not the case, max will be as it is. Similar way, what I am doing, okay, minimum we will do later. So right now just understand about maximum. Let me just erase this as well. I just want you to understand the concept. But here it will not print max. Why it will not print max? Because I have not used printf. So to print max, I have to write printf /n maximum is %d, and here it will here it will be say max. Okay, I am writing this outside the loop because I want to print only the final max. Now let me just compile it and run it, and let me just see I am entering the similar array value 6, 5, 2, 8, 1. So maximum is 8. I hope you understand the logic. If you don't understand the logic, right, then you can take a book and you can write this program iteratively, that after each iteration what will be the value. writing a program in book is really very good practice as a beginner. So you can just find that first the value of I will be 0. I will be 0. Here it will check the condition A of 0 is greater than max or not, which means A of 0, what is the value at place of A of 0? 6 is greater than, what is the value of max? 6. If this is true, this condition is not true, so it will not go inside this if. And here it will come, and then again the value of I will become 1. Here value of A of I will greater than max or not. Now A of 1 is 5. So 5 greater than 6 or not? No. So this condition is false. So again value of I will be updated to 2, 4, 3 and 4, 4. So at value of I as 3, here A of 3 greater than max or not. What is the value of A of 3? It is 8. So at this condition, at this stage, this condition will be true. So it will go inside this loop, and what will do? It will assign max equal to A of 3, that is 8. So now updated max is 8. Now for I equal to 4, the condition is false. So when the control comes over here, what will be the final value of max? It is 8. So 8 is printed. I hope you understand this concept what I am going to teach you. Now let me know first. You can just pause this program and find which will be the logic for minimum. For minimum, just one sign will be changed. So what will be the condition? If A of I is less than mean, you can also use less than or equal to, but I am just using less than. Then I am assigning. So if A of I's value is even smaller than the current value of minimum, then only it will do assignment. So here I can use and minimum is percentage D. Here it will be mean and max and mean. So let me just say this program. Here also I have to declare mean equal to. So I am assuming A of 0 as maximum and minimum in initial value, as the initial value. Okay, so let me just compile it and run this program. Let me just enter same value 6, 5, 2, 8, 1. So maximum is 8 and minimum is 1. Now you can also try and practice by combining the sum and average program, previous program of sum and average with this program, so that entire program can be asked in exam. I hope you understand this logic, and if you have any doubt, you can comment below the comment section. I hope you enjoy my class. So see you in the next class with another program. Thank you so much.